You'll have 4 #1 records, and they did.
Listening to Michael, being inspired and loving Michael from a distance. All of you. Somehow when Michael Jackson sang and when he danced, we never felt distant. We felt like he was right there, right for us. You believed in Michael and he believed in you. He made you believe in yourself. I've loved him all my life. One of the first records my brother and I ever bought was Dancing Machine. And I'll never forget the two of us trying to get the robot going, trying to be like the Jackson 5. Thank you. Thank you. Michael was the biggest star on earth. He let me know that as an African American, you could travel the world. There was a world outside of America, other people, all you people who came here to pay respect to someone who you felt was one of you, a human being, first. This morning I spoke with perhaps one of our greatest poets, Maya Angelou, and I'm so honored that she asked me to share some words that she wrote for Michael. We Had Him by Dr. Maya Angelou. Beloveds, now we know that we know nothing. Now that our bright and shining star can slip away from our fingertips like a puff of summer wind. Without notice, our dear love can escape our doting embrace, sing our songs among the stars, and walk our dances across the face of the moon. In the instant we learn that Michael is gone, we know nothing. No clocks can tell our time, and no oceans can rush our tides. With the abrupt absence of our treasure, though we are many, each of us is achingly alone, piercingly alone. Only when we confess our confusion can we remember that he was a gift to us, and we did have him. He came to us from the Creator, trailing creativity in abundance. Despite the anguish of life, he was sheathed in mother love and family love and survived, and did not more than that. He thrived with passion and compassion, humor and style. We had him. Whether we knew who he was or did not know, he was ours and we were his. We had him, beautiful, delighting our eyes. He raked his hat slant over his brow and took a pose on his toes for all of us. And we laughed and stomped our feet for him. We were enchanted with his passion because he held nothing. He gave us all he had been given. Today, in Tokyo, beneath the Eiffel Tower, in Ghana's Black Star Square, in Johannesburg and Pittsburgh, in Birmingham, Alabama, and Birmingham, England, we are missing Michael Jackson. But we do know we had him, and we are the world. Thank you.
Know that nobody ever gave on stage like Michael Jackson. But Michael was also a true humanitarian. who gave just as much off stage as he did on the stage. Michael and his family came from humble roots, and Michael always cared very deeply for those in need. And beyond all of his records that he broke as a recording artist, Michael even made the Guinness Book of World Records for most charities supported by a pop star. Because he gave so much to do so many of us for so long, Michael Jackson will be with us forever.
I met Jackie Jackson about 30 years ago, and he was a season ticket holder for the Lakers, as well as his brother Marlon. Jackie and I became friends, and he began to invite me out to their home. Then I got to know the brothers and the sisters and his incredible mother and father. We loved to play with firecrackers and just have fun. And Barry, just like you lost to the Jacksons in softball, so did I. And we had some incredible times together. Then Jackie invited me to go on tour with the brothers. And then I got to see the genius of Michael Jackson. He was so incredible. He always had command of not only the band, his brothers, but also the audience. I truly believe that Michael made me a better point guard and basketball player as I watched him be so great and be the greatest entertainer ever. From there, Michael called me one day and said, I want to talk to you about being in a video, Remember the Time. But I had to double check with Jackie to make sure it was really Michael, because I was scared to death to go over to his house because this was my idol. He was everything to me. So I went over to his house to have dinner. The chef came out and said, what would you like? I said, some grilled chicken. So as we began to talk about the video and what he wanted me to do, the chef bought me out the grilled chicken, but he bought Michael out a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I went crazy like, wait a minute, Michael, you eat Kentucky Fried Chicken? That made my day. That was the greatest moment of my life. We had such a good time sitting on the floor, eating that bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I want to say this. This is a celebration of his life, of his legacy. I want to thank Michael for opening up so many doors for African Americans to be on daytime shows, late night shows. He allowed Kobe and I to have our jerseys in people's homes across the world because he was already there. And he opened all those doors for us. His 3 children will have the most incredible grandmother that God has put on this earth to take care of them. Michael's 3 children will have incredible uncles and aunts to take care of them as well. And they will have plenty of cousins to play with. So may God continue to bless this incredible family. We say that we're praying for you, remain strong. We want to thank the city of Los Angeles for putting this on, AEG for putting it on as well. And may God continue to bless you, Michael.
Kobe Bryant.
All over the world today, People are gathered in love vigils to celebrate the life of a man that taught the world how to love. People may be wondering why there's such an emotional outburst, but you would have to understand the journey of Michael to understand what he meant to all of us. For these that sit here as the Jackson family, a mother and father with 9 children that rose from a working class family in Gary, Indiana. They had nothing but a dream. No one believed in those days that these kind of dreams could come true. But they kept on believing, and Michael never let the world turn him around from his dreams. I first met Michael around 1970, Black Expo, Chicago, Illinois, Reverend Jesse Jackson, who stood by this family till now. And from that day as a cute kid to this moment, he never gave up dreaming. It was that dream that changed culture all over the world. When Michael started, it was a different world. But because Michael kept going, because he didn't accept limitations, because he refused to let people decide his boundaries, he opened up the whole world. In the music world, he put on one glove, pulled his pants up, and broke down the color curtain, where now our videos are shown and magazines put us on the cover. It was Michael Jackson that brought blacks and whites and Asians and Latinos together. It was Michael Jackson that made us sing "We Are the World" and feed the hungry long before Live Aid. Because Michael Jackson kept going, he created a comfort level where people that felt they were separate became interconnected with his music. And it was that comfort level that kids from Japan and Ghana and France and Iowa and Pennsylvania got comfortable enough with each other to later it wasn't strange to us to watch Oprah on television. It wasn't strange to watch Tiger Woods golf. Those young kids grew up from being teenage, comfortable fans of Michael to being 40 years old and being comfortable to vote for a person of color to be the president of the United States of America. Michael did that. Michael made us love each other. Michael taught us to stand with each other. There are those that like to dig around mess, but millions around the world, we're going to uphold his message. It's not about mess, it's about his love message. As you climb up steep mountains, sometimes you scar your knee. Sometimes you break your skin, but don't focus on the scars. Focus on the journey. Michael beat him. Michael rose to the top. He outsang his cynics. He outdanced his doubters. He outperformed the pessimists. Every time he got knocked down, he got back up. Every time you counted him out, he came back in. Michael never stopped. Michael never stopped. Michael never stopped. I want to say to Mrs. Jackson and Joe Jackson, his sisters and brothers, we thank you for giving us someone that taught us love, someone that taught us hope. We want to thank you because we know it was your dream too. And we know that your heart is broken. I know you have some comfort from the letter from the President of the United States and Nelson Mandela, but this was your child. This was your brother. This was your cousin. Nothing will fill your heart's loss. But I hope the love that people are showing will make you know he didn't live in vain. And I want his 3 children to know, wasn't nothing strange about your daddy. It was strange what your daddy had to deal with, but he dealt with it. He dealt with it anyway. He dealt with it for us. So some came today, Mrs. Jackson, to say goodbye to Michael. I came to say thank you. Thank you because you never stopped. Thank you because you never gave up. Thank you because you never gave out. Thank you because you tore down our divisions. Thank you because you eradicated barriers. Thank you because you gave us hope. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael.
Reverend Al Sharpton, who became a very good friend with Michael later in his life. And Kenny, you were telling me he took Michael to see James Brown's body?
Yes, when he passed away. And that was something that Michael, obviously James Brown was Michael's icon. So that's what got Michael started. So that was a very special thing for Michael to be able to be a part of that. And Al Sharpton, they became friends.
They became friends, and when Michael had problems with Sony, Al Sharpton had a press conference to try to help Michael air his grievances with his record company.
Excited just to see this family become so famous, like the Beatles do.
I'm Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, and I hail from Houston, Texas. But I come to you on behalf of the many members of the United States House of Representatives. I come to you on behalf of the Congressional Black Caucus, Chairwoman Barbara Lee, a Californian. And I come to you as every man and every woman, for I cannot write music or dance or sing, but I do know an American story. And to Mr. and Mrs. Jackson and this wonderful family of brothers and sisters and cousins, to Michael Joseph and to Catherine Paris and to Prince, all of these wonderful, beautiful symbols of America. And I can tell you, as a member of the United States Congress, we understand the Constitution, we understand laws, and we know that people are innocent until proven otherwise. That is what the Constitution stands for. so I mourn today. I come to thank you. For many people don't understand the hearts of entertainers. They don't know how big their hearts are. They don't know how they heal the world on behalf of America. When we're at war, our icons like Michael sing about healing the world. And so he called us into public service. It did not matter whether we were black or white. He even told us to beat it, beat the violence, and look at yourself in the mirror, because it meant that if you were going to make a difference, look at the man or woman in the mirror. I come to you today to say thank you. Some of you come from all faiths, and we respect that here in America. But there's a story whose theme is so symbolic of this young and beautiful man. I love the story of the Good Samaritan because it talks about those who walk by the diminished, the devastated, and the poor. This was a broken and beaten man laying along a road. No one stopped, but someone called the Samaritan. It could be in any faith. It's all about charity and love. And I call Michael Jackson the Good Samaritan. I call him Michael Jackson, who cared and loved for the world. It bothered me. I grew up with him, as all of us, and so many did. And so what an honor and a privilege to see him up close. When he came to the United States Congress in my office and looked some 15 African ambassadors, representatives of heads of state, sitting in an office listening to Michael Jackson talk about caring and fighting HIV/AIDS. They looked at him. He had a twinkle. They listened. He listened. What a miraculous experience to be able to listen and see Michael in action. You know, there were words cast about, but I wonder if anybody was on his shoulder when he walked into Walter Reed Hospital and he walked along the aisles and the rows in the hospital rooms. This was in the midst of the Iraq War. Doctors stopped and nurses stopped, and individual soldiers who had lost limbs stopped and were in essence moved and touched, as Michael was, by his desire to come and thank them for their sacrifice. So don't tell me what an American story is all about. It is the salt of the earth. When this family took the talent that God had given them and made it into a miraculous and wonderful story for America. I come today for you to recognize that the flag flies, and the people who have spoken to the people's house. They recognize and they speak, and those of us who serve in elected office, we respond to the people. Michael fought for the tolerance of all people. In fact, I am reminded, although I speak in the tongues of all faith, that Michael fought the good fight. He was someone who understood, and I hope Mr. and Mrs. Jackson and the family will know, the Lord is our shepherd, and we shall not want. Michael Jackson, you've got to know his story, and it has not been told by all of what you have heard. He was someone who understood. If he was burned, he built a burn unit. If a hospital needed beds, he built those beds. If they needed money for developing countries, Michael gave. If he was in Namibia, he went to orphanages. Michael never stopped giving, and he touched those whose lives could be reconstructed because the king, yes, the king stopped and said, I care about you. That is why on the House floor on June 25th, 2009, the Congressional Black Caucus and members of the House of Representatives stopped, and had a moment of silence for this wonderful legend and icon. And so to the family, let me simply come as someone that wishes she was long lost, Sheila Jackson Lee, but I'll keep looking and seeing, but coming to say to you that America appreciates and thanks you for Michael Jackson's life. For that reason, we have introduced into the House of Representatives this Resolution 600 that will be debated on the floor of the House that claims Michael Jackson as an American legend and musical icon, a world humanitarian, someone who will be honored forever and forever and forever and forever and forever. We are the world, and we are better because Michael Joseph Jackson lived. On behalf of myself and the people who have spoken, Michael Jackson, I salute you.
Congressman Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas talking about Michael and how charitable he's been during the course of his life. And in fact, his estate, Randy and Kenny's 40% to his children, 40% to his mother, Catherine, and 20% to charity.
To charity, which is quite a lot. And that's the perpetuity, so that's a lot of money. I'd very much like Michael to do that. It's amazing.
He was very interested in giving back, wasn't he, Kenny?
Always. And, I mean, a lot of the songs that were written were giving back. You know, from the song "We Are the World" or "To Heal the World," he always thought of the world.
And in fact, his estate, Randy and Kenny's 40% to his children, 40% to his mother, Catherine, and 20% to charity.
To charity, which is quite a lot. And that's the perpetuity, so that's a lot of money. I'd very much like Michael to do that. It's amazing.
He was very interested in giving back, wasn't he, Kenny?
Always. And, I mean, a lot of the songs that were written were giving back. You know, from the song "We Are the World" or "To Heal the World," he always thought of the world.
We love you, Michael. You mean so much to us, especially me. Like a comet blazing across the evening sky, gone too soon. Like a rainbow fading in a twinkling eye, gone too soon. Shiny and sparkling and spindly bright, here one day, gone one night. Like the loss of sunlight on a cloudy afternoon, gone too soon. Like a castle built upon a sandy beach, gone too soon. one night. Oh, like the sunset dying from the raising moon. Gone too soon. Gone too soon.
Usher singing a song that Michael Jackson wrote for Ryan White, who, of course, everyone followed Ryan White's story. He had AIDS and died in 1990 at the age of 18. And their friendship was a very powerful and strong one.
Yes, it was. It was very strong. And what an appropriate song and a beautiful performance by Usher.
It has to be really hard to stand up there and perform and to be that close to Michael. It's got to be so rough.
And to see the family and its children, and also to know that millions of people all over the world are watching this and, you know, grieving with you. Usher is just one example of Michael Jackson's extraordinary musical influence on
so many people, so many artists today. Usher, Justin Timberlake, to all the boy bands that ever happened.
Who's Loving You, the Smokey Robinson song that Berry Gordy was referring to. Michael covered it, and Berry Gordy called Smokey and said, I think he's got you beat.
I think so.
And Smokey said, you're right.
I wrote that song. I thought I sang it. I wrote that song back in, and a few years later, here comes this little kid. He's 10 years old. And Barry had this gathering at his house. He said, come on, I want you to see somebody very special. So I go over there, and these 5 young guys are there. And they sang and danced up a storm. A couple weeks later, they recorded my song. And I heard it. I thought to myself, now they have pulled a fast one on us, because this boy cannot possibly be 10 years old. This song is about somebody who had somebody who loved them, but they treated them bad. They treated them so bad till they lost them. And now they are paying the price of wanting somebody back that they treated bad and lost. How could he possibly know these things? I quickly went over to him because I wanted to see his birth certificate. I did not believe that someone that young could have that much feeling and soul and know. He had a lot of know. He had to know something to sing that song like that. It was wonderful, though. As a songwriter, man, that's a dream come true, to have somebody sing one of your songs like that. And I myself, I never thought I would be here on today. It's my little brother over there. And you just don't think that you're going to see, or you'll live to see him gone. But he will never really be gone. He is going to live forever and ever and ever and ever. He has made an enormous impact on all of our lives, all over the world. I mean, I have young kids coming up to me now, you know, because when I do concerts, I sing Who's Loving You in the concerts. And young kids who are at the concerts come up to me and say, hey, you're singing Michael Jackson's song, huh? But he will live on forever. I am a firm believer in blessings. And I have had so many, many blessings in my life. One of my greatest blessings was I got a chance to know the Jackson family and to know Michael and to see him. I'm glad I live in an era when I got a chance to see what everybody's been coming up here saying, the greatest entertainer of all times. I'm glad that I live in this era. I believe so much in God. I believe so much that this is not it. We have life after this is done. So my brother is in a place now where he is most certainly going to live forever in the hereafter. So he's going to live forever twice, because he's going to live forever right here, because the world will never ever forget Michael Jackson. I love you, my brother. I celebrate your life. I am proud that I had the chance to know you. God bless you. I know he is.
Coming out, as you know, I'm lost for words. I was his voice and his backbone. I had his back, so did the family. But we thank you. That's all I can say. We thank you very much. I hurt. I stand here trying to find words of comfort, solace, trying to understand why the Lord has taken our brother to return home from such a short visit here on earth. Michael, when you left us, a part of me went with you. And a part of you will live forever within me, but also a part of you will live forever within all of us. Michael, I would treasure the good times, the fun we had, singing, dancing, laughing. I can remember when we used to come home from school and we would grab a quick bite to eat, and we'd try to watch the Three Stooges, as much of it as possible, before Mother would come in and say it's time to go to the recording studio. I also, Michael, remember a time when I went into the record store and there was this man purchasing a lot of CDs, and he would go and grab another batch of CDs. He was an older gentleman. He had short afro, butt crooked teeth, and his clothes were rumpled. I walked up behind him and said, "Michael, what are you doing in this store?" He turned to me and said, "Marlon, how did you know it was me?" I told him, "You're my brother. I can spot you anywhere, regardless of your makeup. I know your walk, I know your body language, and those shoes did not help." Michael wore the same shoes wherever we went. But I guess that was his way of trying to experience what we take for granted. We would never understand what he endured. Not being able to walk across the street without a crowd gathering around him. Being judged, ridiculed. How much pain can one take? Maybe now, Michael, they will leave you alone. Michael was the voice of our angelic trumpets, and he will continue to be the voice, that angelic voice in heaven, nearest to our Creator, and waiting us when our day comes to pass. Michael, I love you. I will miss when we said our goodbyes. I will hug you and I say I love you, and your response was, I love you more. You know, the Lord has a purpose for everything, and sometimes we just can't see it or understand it, but it will be made clear to us when we reach that ultimate reward of being in His presence. And Michael, you're there. You're right there. You have finished your work here on earth, and the Lord has called for you to come home with Him. So I thank you, Michael. I thank you for all the smiles that you've placed in many people's hearts. And I thank you for everything that you've done for others across this globe in the Lord's name. And I have one request, Michael, one request. I would like for you to give our brother, my twin brother, Brandon, a hug for me. I love you, Michael, and I'll miss you. I thank you, Janet. Want to say something?
I just wanted to say, speak up, sweetheart, speak up. Get close. Ever since I was born, Daddy has been the best father you could ever imagine. And I just wanted to say I love him so
much. We want to thank you all for loving my brother and supporting our family. Thank you and good night.